We have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine. And we're working with them very closely on the coronavirus. We're working with them very, very closely. We only have 5 people. Hopefully everything's going to be great. They have somewhat of a problem, but hopefully it's all going to be great. We pretty much shut it down coming in from China. Now the virus that we're talking about having to do, a lot of people think that goes away in April with the heat, as the heat comes in. Typically that will go away in April. Looks like by April, in theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away. I hope that's true. When you have 15 people, and the 15 within a couple of days is going to be down to close to 0, that's a pretty good job we've done. It's going to disappear. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear. We'll just keep doing a good job. We're ordering a lot of supplies. We're ordering a lot of elements that, frankly, we wouldn't be ordering unless it was something like this. We are working on cures, and we're getting some very good results. In the early stages of the foreign outbreak, I ordered sweeping travel restrictions to prevent uncontrolled spread of this disease. I took a lot of heat, and that decision has been now given very good grades, like an A+++.
I think the 3.4% is really a false number. Now, this is just my hunch. So if, we have thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that get better just by, sitting around and even going to work, some of them go to work, but they get better.
The Obama administration made a decision on testing that turned out to be very detrimental to what we're doing, and we undid that decision a few days ago so that the testing can take place in a much more accurate and rapid fashion. As of right now and yesterday, anybody that needs a test, that's the important thing, and the tests are all perfect. Like the letter was perfect. The transcription was perfect, right? This was not as perfect as that, but pretty good.
I want to ask.
We're doing a great job with it, and it will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away. We want to protect our shipping industry, our cruise industry, cruise ships. We want to protect our airline industry, very important. But everybody has to be vigilant and has to be careful. But be calm. It's really working out, and a lot of good things are going to happen. I have decided to take several strong but necessary actions to protect the health and well-being of all Americans. To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days. To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency. But I've always known this is a pandemic. I felt it was a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic. All you had to do is look at other countries.
We keep calling this the Chinese virus. There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. As we did with Canada, we're also working with Mexico to implement new rules at our ports of entry to suspend non-essential travel. And I agree with the doctor, what he said. May work, may not work. I feel good about it. That's all it is, just a feeling.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.
Should vote expectancy.
Romney's in isolation?
Yes.
Gee, that's too bad. New York Governor Cuomo rejected buying recommended 16,000 ventilators in 2015 for a pandemic.
You'll notice I was not here over the weekend. I think this is the part that we really need to take personal responsibility for. Saturday, I had a little low-grade fever.
Uh-oh.